Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I am Sydney.
And I am Mike, and you are here, and so are we. And that's great because we're talking about YouBikes. Yesterday, we were with Lance and May as they signed up to use the YouBike app and, of course, to also use the YouBikes. Today, we're going to be talking about renting bikes. And, of course, when you're on holiday or when you want to use something for just a short time, you don't want to buy that thing, you want to rent that thing. And bikes are actually a really good example of that. Now, Sydney, you were telling us a story a little earlier about renting a bike. I assume you were renting a bike.
Yes.
You were riding a bike in one of the most romantic, beautiful, and famous places to ride a bike in the whole world.
Yes,
I'm so jealous.
Well,
I'm jealous of where you were, but not what happened.
After the story, you won't be so jealous.
Yeah.
Yes, many years ago, I was traveling in the lovely city of Amsterdam.
Amsterdam!
In the Netherlands. And for those that don't know, Amsterdam, Netherlands is pretty much like bike central.
It's flat.
It's flat.
No hills.
No hills. Lots
good.
of beautiful canals.
Right?
Very scenic. Very lovely place to just kind of bike and kind of ding ding.
I can picture you with a big wheel of cheese and your giant wooden shoes, riding around with windmills all around you and Van Gogh paintings.
It was great while it lasted.
Okay,
Unfortunately, I got on the bike, I rented it, I thought all was well, and then I went to go make a turn, and I just kept turning and turning, and the next thing I knew, I was on the ground.
Oh my gosh!
And it was so
Did you hit something, or you're just going too slowly?
I don't know.
They have those old roads with like little stones, and sometimes if your bike wheel goes in between, suddenly it's wobbly.
I think I was just overwhelmed because there were so many other cyclists.
You were looking at the windmills. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, I was admiring the city, and there were other
too.
cyclists, there were children, there were strollers, there were buses, there were pedestrians. I was caught off guard.
You got to be very careful.
I fell. And luckily, Dutch people are very friendly.
Oh, that's
They helped
nice.
me up.
Good.
All right. I said, I'm fine. Thank you so much. And I, kind of hopped back on my rented bike and continued about my day.
Okay.
But yeah, that is one of my experiences with renting a bike.
Yeah, well, when you have an accident like that, it can kind of make you a little nervous in the future, right?
Yes.
If it happened once, it could happen again. So it is important. And we should, of course, mention that to anyone on any kind of bicycle at all. Be very careful. Follow the rules of the road, pay attention to other people, and if you really want to be safe, which a lot of people don't do in Taiwan, and I know it's really hot here and it's inconvenient, but a helmet on your head is generally a good idea when you're riding a bicycle. But today we're going to be talking about renting YouBikes, and of course with YouBikes we're not going fast, we're not racing, we're often riding just a few minutes from home to work or to the MRT station. So hopefully it will all be safe, but you do need to be careful. But before you can be careful, before you can get on the bike, you need to rent the bike. Let's find out how to do that.
Sean and Kelly are at a YouBike station.
Hold up, there's something the matter with that YouBike. Its seat is backward.
I didn't know that. It's a good thing you caught it before I rented it.
I always look out for that. I also check the brakes, lights, and tire pressure.
All right, so yes, how YouBikes work, that's our whole topic for this month. Part B for today, we are renting things, kind of talked about renting things. When you don't want to buy something, but you want to use something, the other way of using that thing is to rent that thing. And of course, when we're on holiday, we rent things all the time, right? You're renting your hotel room. You might rent a bike when you want to go somewhere, or a car if you want to drive somewhere. Or even at a museum when you go and get those little things that, give you a little tour, you rent that, right? You pay for it, you use it, and then you give it back later on. And of course, it's easy, convenient, and cheaper. We're going to be renting a YouBike with Sean and Kelly. There are two friends in our dialogue, and let's see what they're doing. It says Sean and Kelly are at a YouBike station. And when we say a station, you might think like a building, like a train station or a bus station, but it can also just be a place where you put things or leave things, or you can go to that place to find things. So this would be something, it's not a building, it's just kind of a line of little metal posts, and that's where you plug in your bike. You kind of lock your bike up there. So they're often near MRT stations or outside busy buildings downtown where a lot of people go. And you know, and I think there's even an app, a map on your YouBike app that shows you where the nearest rental station is, the place you go to find, if you're lucky, to find the YouBike. Or sometimes you go to the station and it's empty.
They're all gone.
And you have to wait for something. All right, so let's find out what's going on with Kelly.
All right, so Kelly says, hold up. Whoa, hold up means like wait,
Time
stop,
out.
wait a minute, time out. She says, hold up. There's something the matter with that YouBike. So there's something the matter means there's something wrong with that YouBike.
Okay.
She says, its seat is backward.
Oh no, the backward seat.
Very interesting. Have you ever encountered a YouBike with a backward
I've seen
seat?
the backward seat.
Really?
I've been disappointed by the backward seat.
Oh my
day
goodness.
was ruined by the backward seat.
Oh no.
Well, no, not really. But yeah, it's a thing.
It could be pretty bad,
It's
I
a
guess,
thing.
if you want to rent a bike. So, right, backward, we just use that to describe the opposite direction of, forward or straight. So, if the seat on a bike should be kind of, facing this way, if it's
Right.
facing the opposite direction, it's facing backward.
You can't ride the bike facing this way when you're going this way.
Impossible.
That doesn't work.
Impossible. That's a big no-no. So, I guess they can't actually rent that specific bike. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. So that word backward just means not going the way you're facing, but going the way your back is facing. So if I walk backward, I'm doing this, but of course I can't see where I'm going. And yeah, so the seat will kind of be pointed like this, right?
Yeah.
But if they flip it around so it's pointed like this towards the back of the bike, that means something. We're going to find out what it means after we check in with Tina.
Hello, I'm Tina. 今天的对话是 Sean 和 Kelly 在 YouBike 租借站，但 Kelly 发现 Sean 要租的 YouBike 有点问题，他的座椅是反的。我们来看看单字 rent， 动词租借。Many people rent cars when traveling abroad. 很多人出国旅行时会租车。Backward， 这里当形容词表达向后的。The dog took a backward step when it saw the stranger. 那只狗看到陌生人时向后退了一步。Stranger 指的是陌生人。文法的部分刚刚提到了 hold up， 等一下，这是一个口语用法，可以用 hang on 或者是 wait a moment 来表达相近的语义。比如说 hold up, don't touch the cat. 等一下，别摸那只猫。There's something the matter with 加名词，有问题，不对劲。The matter 指的是问题状况，比如说 There's something the matter with my yoga mat. It's not flat. 我的瑜伽垫好像有问题，它不平整。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, we are back. And Sean and Kelly wanted to rent a bike, but they saw something terrible, didn't they, Sydney? Oh no!
Yes, the seat was backwards.
Oh no, the backwards seat. What's gonna happen? Well, Sean says, I didn't know that, right? Because it's kind of not a rule, but it's something a lot of people do. If they rent the bike and they find, oh, this bike is broken, maybe there's not enough air in the tires or something happens and it feels funny when you ride. It's making weird noises. It needs to be fixed. They have to take it to the bike doctor. Then you turn the seat around. And this is just a nice way of telling, hey, everyone, don't use this bike. It's got a problem. So Sean says, I didn't know that. And then he adds, it's a good thing you caught it before I rented it. Because yeah, you don't want to be partway in your journey and suddenly go, oh no, my bike is broken. Especially when you're, I don't know, in the middle of the park or downtown where you can't find another bike. So it's a good thing to catch before you get into a problem. And when we say catch, in this kind of way. We're using it as a verb. People often think of catch. Hey, if I throw you something, you will catch it in your hands. And of course, that is what catch means when we're talking about throwing things or sports or whatever, but it also means to notice something. If you catch something, you notice something, you see something, it jumps out, maybe other people didn't. For example, you might be planning to go to see a movie with your friends, and you catch that, oh, that movie is not 11:30 a.m., it's 11:30 p.m. I just noticed the little letters. Good thing I caught that, which is the past tense, because otherwise we would have gone at the wrong time. So you notice something and it might help you avoid some trouble. So it's good to catch those little things before they become a problem.
Yeah, and Kelly says, I always look out for that.
Good.
Okay, I always look out, I always kind of double check, I always try to do my due diligence and look out for little things that may be wrong.
You'll also notice if you try to sit on the bike.
Yes.
And find, wait, whoa, what's going on with my seat? It's pointing in the wrong way. But there's other things she checks too.
Yeah, so she says, I also check the brakes, lights, and tire pressure.
Ooh, squeeze those tires.
Yeah, so
or
Kelly.
Just bounce it a little bit.
Kelly's very smart. She really tries to make sure and kind of look out for anything that may be wrong with the bike before renting.
I would say the brakes especially,
Oh,
because they
my
help
gosh.
you stop.
Imagine you hop on the bike and you're, especially maybe riding downhill somewhere,
Right.
and then you're just going, you're trying to slow down, and then
Yeah,
your brakes
the
aren't
brakes
working.
are especially important. So yeah,
Imagine.
do check, make sure the bike feels good, feels like it's working right, and if not, bring it back and flip that seat or twist that seat around. All right, let's go over to Tina. She always checks to make sure that we're doing the right thing with English, and with her help, we will.
上没注意到脚踏车座椅是反的，还好 Kelly 在他租之前发现了。Kelly 说他每次都会留意这个，也会检查刹车、车灯和胎压。我们来看看单字 catch 动词发现，它的三态是 catch, caught, caught。I caught a small chip in the plate before buying it. 在购买之前，我发现盘子上有小小的缺口。Chip 指的就是缺口。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, so we have been following Sean and Kelly, who are looking to rent a YouBike.
Yes.
And it's good that Sean has Kelly, because Kelly noticed that one of the bike's seat was kind of backwards, and she told Sean everything that she looks out for when renting a bike. So I think they make a good pair.
I do
Sean
too.
seems eager to rent. Kelly knows what to look out for before you rent. And yeah, I think they're going to make a pretty good team here. So we are going to go to the second part of the dialogue, and we'll be right back.
I hope someone actually gets on a bike soon.
Fingers
It's
crossed.
been a day and a half.
It's been a while. We'll
All
be
right.
back. We have to see.
Okay, I'm warming up my legs.
Okay, I found a suitable bike. What do I do to rent it?
Push the green button, then tap your Easy card on the sensor.
The screen says to pull the bike backward.
Good. Now pull the bike out and adjust your seat height.
Cool, got it.
All right, we're still with Sean and Kelly, and they're about to get their bikes to go on a little bike ride. They had a bit of a problem earlier, didn't they, Sydney? They found a bike with the seat pointing in the opposite way, pointing backwards. That means that bike is broken. It's a sick bike. You can't ride that one. So as we get back to it, Sean finally has some luck and he says, okay, I found a suitable bike. Something suitable, it kind of fits, it will work, it's okay for what you want it to do. In other words, it's a working bike. I guess it could also maybe just be big enough for him. I think they're all the same size, but sometimes the seat, you can raise it or lower it. So this one that he's kind of looking at, looks like it works and it looks like I can get on it and I will be riding it in seconds. It's suitable. It will work for me. What do I do to rent it? It's still locked in that little station, locked to that little metal post thing. So what do I do to rent it? I want to free my bicycle.
All right, so Kelly says push the green button, the push or press. All right, push the green button.
Okay.
Then tap your easy card on the sensor. Boop. Okay, so push green button, step 1, step 2, tap or kind of gently or lightly, press against, right, your easy card on the sensor. The sensor is, I believe, a small part on the bike or on the station,
handlebars,
on the
right in the
handlebar.
middle there.
Yeah, that can kind of sense your card when you're tapping it.
Yeah, the same way you tap for things with a card in a store or a restaurant or something. There's the machine and you put your card near it. You might hear a boop or something like that, a little sound, and it shows you that it is working. And you should also, maybe with a bike, hear like a click and you'll be able to
unlock it.
pull the bike out and off you go. Let's go over to Tina. She has amazing things to tell us and she can't wait. So we'll go over to her right now.
Sean 去找另一辆合适的自行车，他问 Kelly 该怎么租借。Kelly 说，按下绿色按钮，然后用悠游卡轻触感应器。他说的 tap A on B 就表达用 A 轻触 B。Tap 指的是轻触、轻点。举例来说 ，You can tap your card on the machine to pay。你可以用卡轻触机器来付款。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, we are back with Sean and Kelly. They're trying to get their bikes to go on their bike ride. Sean has his card, right? His easy card.
Yep.
He tapped it on the sensor, and of course, this should allow him to unlock the bike and get ready to ride it and use it. But as Sean is looking, he sees something on the little screen that's on the bike, and the screen says to pull the bike backward, because of course you push it in to lock it, and then you pull it out to unlock it, and as you do that, you are moving the bike backward, or as some people would say, backwards. With an S.
Yeah, I think I usually say backwards.
Backwards.
With an S sometimes. Yeah, but backward,
okay. I think
backwards.
They're both fine.
Yeah, pretty much same thing. So again, like you said, backward, when you're putting the bike back, you're moving it in a forward direction. When you're pulling it back, you're pulling it backward. Again, that just means to move in the opposite direction of forward, right? If you want to actually unlock the bike, to rent it and to use it, you have to pull it backward, kind of pull it back towards you.
That's right. And as you mentioned, some people say, I will move it backward or backwards. We can also do the same with forward. I'm walking forward to the store, or I'm walking forwards. You can also say that, or even with the word toward. I'm heading toward the library. I'm heading towards the library, and both of them are generally fine in spoken English.
Yeah, and Kelly says, good. Now pull the bike out and adjust your seat height. Okay, so I think you had mentioned before that sometimes, the height of the seat can be a little bit different. Yeah. And if you're, whether you're taller or shorter, you might have to adjust or kind of change the seat height to make sure that it's suitable or comfortable for you when riding.
There you go. You're a very tall person, so if you were using a bike that a short person had used before, the seat height would be right down at the bottom, and your knees would probably be up around your ears as you're pedaling because your body is so low. But height is basically talking about how tall or how far above the ground something goes. When someone says, hey, how tall are you? They're asking for your height. When a lot of people learn that Taipei 101 is 508 meters tall. They say, wow, what an impressive height. That's more than half a kilometer. It's very, very tall. Just like the way we talk about length for how long something is, or weight for how heavy something is, height is for how tall something is. So the height of your seat can be adjusted. There's a little lever thing, right? You just open it and you can slide it up and down, and then remember to lock it back in place. But do check that, because it's much safer to have a seat height that fits your body, because everyone's a little different. Back to Sean. He says, cool, got it. So very nice, very great, and I understand, or cool, got it.
Yeah. All right. Now we are going to swing it over to Tina.
Cool.
And we'll be right back.
Got it.
Yeah.
YouBike 的萤幕接着显示要把自行车往后拉。Kelly 就告诉 Sean 把自行车拉出来，然后调整座椅的高度。我们来看看单字 backward 在这里当副词用，表达向后的。Sue stepped backward carefully to avoid the big dog. Sue 小心地向后退，以免碰到那只大狗。Height 名词，高度。The table height is around 30 inches. 桌子高度大概有30英寸高。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, guys, it's time for us to review the dialogue again, just to make sure there's nothing important you missed. And then we will see you tomorrow, when maybe someone will actually be riding a bike. It's been 2 days so far, Sydney.
Day 3.
I'm going to
counting on you.
I'm going to take a taxi soon. Honestly, come on. It's going to be raining tomorrow.
It's going to happen on day 3. I can feel it. You have to have faith. Have hope.
Okay, I believe it.
Day 3,
It's gonna be
someone
so
will hop on a
great.
bike.
Tour to Taiwan on YouBikes tomorrow. Come back for that.
Day 3.
Sean and Kelly are at a YouBike station.
Hold up. There's something the matter with that YouBike. Its seat is backward.
I didn't know that. It's a good thing you caught it before I rented it.
I always look out for that. I also check the brakes, lights, and tire pressure.
Okay, I found a suitable bike. What do I do to rent it?
Push the green button, then tap your Easy card on the sensor.
The screen says to pull the bike backward.
Good. Now pull the bike out and adjust your seat height.
Cool, got it.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，rent 动词租借 ，backward 形容词向后的，副词向后的 ，catch 动词发现 ，height 名词高度。接着我们来看文法的部分 ，hold up 等一下 ，hold up。You can't use other people's things without asking first. 等一下，你不能没先问就使用别人的东西。There's something the matter with 加名词，什么有问题不对劲。There's something the matter with the cat. It's not eating. 那只猫好像有点不对劲，它都不吃东西。Tap A on B. 用 A 轻触 B. Nothing happens when I tap my finger on the screen. 我用手指轻触萤幕时没有任何反应。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一次再见喽，拜拜。
Welcome to Which One Fits, the game where we tackle confusing English words.
I'm ready to dive right in.
Today, we're going to sort out the difference between insist and persist.
Let's quickly go over the rules before we start.
In Which One Fits, we'll read a sentence with a blank, and you have to choose between insist and persist.
So, join us and challenge your English intuition.
All right, here's your first sentence. The suspect blank that she was telling the truth, even when the evidence said otherwise. Which one fits?
That should be insist.
Correct. Insist means standing firm on your opinion and not changing your mind. Next sentence. Despite multiple failures, he continued to blank until he finally succeeded. Which one fits?
Is that persist?
Yes, it is. Persist focuses on continuing something despite difficulties or obstacles. Great work. You aced this round. All right, time to break it down.
First, insist is a verb that means to firmly state or demand something, especially when others disagree. For example, the customer insisted on speaking to the manager. even though the issue was already resolved.
Right. It's about making your stance clear with words and attitude, not necessarily taking action.
Now, persist is also a verb, but it means to keep going with an action, no matter how tough it gets. For example, she persisted in practicing piano every day until she improved.
It can also mean something lingers, often in an unpleasant way. For example, his headache persisted even after he took the medicine.
Simply put, insist is about not giving up on what you say, while persist is about not giving up on what you do.
Once you see that difference, they're pretty easy to tell apart.
Now, here's something fun. A sentence can use both words. The campaigners insisted on changing the law and persisted with their protests for months.
So both show determination, just in different ways. One through your voice, the other through your efforts.
Right. And now you'll never mix them up again.
Until next time, keep learning. Bye-bye.